division.
I love it. A great mutual decision by our manager's general.
Well, Finn Balor sort of persuaded them to do that, but I get it. And meanwhile, this is going to be a banger, as Sheamus likes to say. Sheamus and Rusev, the last time they competed in the same match was just a couple of weeks ago. But before that, 6 years ago in a fatal four-way tag team match at WrestleMania. Their last one-on-one match, Corey, was a decade ago. And Sheamus has never defeated Rusev when it comes to one-on-one matches.
Well, that's a very special night for Sheamus as he celebrates 16 years since debuting on WWE as a member of the ECW brand back then. The Celtic Warrior has gone on to have an incredible career.
Yeah, and again, they were the best of friends, as Corey said. They were once part of the League of Nations. Sheamus, Rusev, Alberto Del Rio, and Wade Barrett. The dissolution of that group came when they kicked Barrett out because they thought he was the weak link.
I've always blamed Barrett.
Everyone has. I still today.
Look at this. Collar and elbow tie-up between two bulls. This has Big E special written all over it.
Yeah, Rusev and Sheamus, this is not going to be a pretty match. It's going to be an all-out brawl.
Look at Rusev return to WWE so other superstars can learn from his mistakes. An altruistic outlook on this business. Whereas Rusev believes that in his hour of need, Sheamus abandoned him. Sheamus was nowhere to be found. And Sheamus feels that Rusev's a grown man. Rusev could forge his own path, figure out his own problems. Either way, we are the beneficiaries of these two massive human beings throwing down.
Exchanging blows, center of the ring. Sheamus and Rusev. And the Celtic Warrior bounces Rusev face first off the turnbuckle, and now looks to take control of the matchup.
Not going to take long for this one to devolve into a full-blown banger. And down goes Sheamus.
Yeah, good luck to Rod Zapata, our referee in this matchup. Sheamus, of course, a former four-time world champion. Toss, and Sheamus followed it up with a clothesline. Now I'm going to get this right tonight. He calls this the Predator.
Correct. A modification on the Dublin Smile.
As he continues to torture Rusev here.
Because, you know, the Predator and all those teeth.
Yeah, I get it.
Ain't got time to bleed.
I called it the Terminator the first time around. I've never heard the end of it from Sheamus. And now
be careful lest you be on the receiving end of some of these heavy hands.
Sheamus, a Hall of Fame resume, of course. The 4 world championships, a 3-time United States champion, 5-time tag. He's won a Rumble, a Money in the Bank, and a King of the Ring.
And look at the power of Rusev. That's an unfamiliar feeling for Sheamus, being manhandled like that.
Yeah, great point. Sheamus isn't often outpowered in a matchup, but he may well be tonight. Rusev returning to WWE with a scowl on his face. He admitted mistakes in the past. Said he had to find himself. And he's returned perhaps better than ever. Sheamus now clubs away at the spine.
My God, the impact between these two might leave bruises on the front row.
Sheamus catching Rusev into a power slam.
Look at that man's eyes, Cole.
The Celtic Warrior, furious.
An incredible display of power by the Celtic Warrior, slamming Rusev mid-air off of the apron. That was the tide turner that the Celtic Warrior needed.
Absolutely incredible, the power of Sheamus to catch Rusev and then deliver the power slam. Sheamus back into the ring. Our official begins the count now on Rusev.
And if I'm being honest, I don't foresee Sheamus taking a count-out victory. I think this is too personal for him. I think the Celtic Warrior wants to win this one definitively. No room for error, no room for questions.
Would be his first victory over Rusev in his career if he can pull it off. And now Sheamus saying, come on, he knew Rusev was going to beat the count. Now,
I really appreciate the methodical pace by both of these superstars in the early moments because they have such a healthy respect for one another and the knockout power that they both possess. Both realize one mistake may be the end of your night.
Knowing each other well over a decade. Rusev with a right hand and Sheamus, both men exchanging blows. Told you this wasn't going to be pretty.
Luckily, there are no style points here in WWE. It's about getting a win.
Shoulder first to the post, and suddenly Sheamus in deep trouble.
And an injured shoulder would neutralize a great deal of Sheamus's offense, especially this early in the matchup. It's going to be a tough uphill battle for Sheamus from here on out.
And Rusev targeting the shoulder of Sheamus, and Sheamus in trouble.
Look at the bruises already forming on the upper left eye of Rusev as he now tees off on his friend turned foe. It's about a size 15 right on the temple, and here comes Sheamus again.
That's the thing about Sheamus and Rusev, the resilience of these two men. Just when you think they're down and out, they just fight back. Oh, kick right to the ankle. Rusev is just a weapon. Every part of his body's a weapon.
No doubt about it. Rusev has spent time training in multiple martial arts. He's a veteran of the game.
You mentioned
an absolute powerhouse of a human being.
And you mentioned it earlier, too. He's trimmed down. He's more agile, perhaps quicker than he has ever been before. His flexibility is tremendous.
And I think it could boil down to the gas tanks for both of these men. And that could be a reason why Rusev has gotten himself into such tremendous shape. Because we know for as big and heavy-handed as Sheamus is, he's got a gas tank on him. Indeed. Sheamus can go.
Snap bear by Rusev. And now it's his turn to punish Sheamus.
That was the forearm right across the cheekbone of Sheamus. Incredibly agonizing position for the Celtic Warrior to be trapped in. Needs to find a way out in a hurry.